That crash seemed to happen so quickly. That car came out of nowhere. You fell before you even realized that the parking lot was slippery. Injuries can happen before you have any idea there's a danger. And then it seems like the calls start right away. The insurance company starts hassling you, wanting a recorded statement. Your doctor's office may be wanting to know, how are you going to pay your medical bills? Your boss may be wanting to know, when are you going to be back to work? And you're left dealing with pain, medical appointments, missed work, and an insurance claim process that seems way more complicated than it needs to be. If you were hurt in a car crash, a trucking accident, farm accident, workplace injury, or just some other type of accident in Mauston or Juneau County, you may be wondering what to do next. A Mauston Personal Injury Lawyer can help you understand Wisconsin personal injury claims, auto accident laws and rules, premises liability statutes, products liability rules, as well as legal deadlines that may apply to your case that you're not even aware of. I'm Craig Steger. I'm a personal injury attorney with more than 20 years of experience handling serious injury cases, including trials against big insurance companies and corporations. Here are 3 things you need to know after a Mauston personal injury. First, you don't have to give a recorded statement before you speak with a lawyer. You definitely don't have to give a recorded statement to the other driver or other person's insurance company. Insurance adjusters like to make recorded statements sound routine or that you don't really have a say in the matter. They'll probably try to tell you they just want your side of the story. But when you're still in pain, or maybe you're on medications, recovering from surgery, or just confused and overwhelmed by the process, a recorded statement can create problems later on. You may not yet know the full extent of your injuries. Your doctors probably don't even know that. You may not know whether there was witnesses, what they saw and heard, whether there was any video that captured the accident, or whether there was a defective condition that may have caused or contributed to the accident or your injuries. You may not know whether there was a safety rule violated. This is especially true in commercial trucking situations where there's lots of rules that have to be followed that can contribute to serious accidents. You may not yet know whose insurance company is responsible. So before giving a recorded statement, make sure you understand who's asking for it, which insurance company they work for, and whether you're actually required to give it. Second, photograph and document the scene as soon as possible. This is really important when your injury came from some sort of a temporary condition. If you slipped on some ice, the ice melts or gets salted. That broken step that had been there forever, well, it suddenly gets repaired. That wet floor probably got mopped up. Cars, machinery, and other damaged vehicles, they get moved, repaired, or sometimes lost entirely. So if you can do it safely, take or have someone take photos and video from different angles, the entire scene, close up, far away. You want to try to capture any condition that may potentially have caused or contributed to the injury, the surrounding areas, vehicle damage, any other physical evidence that might help explain what happened, what people could see or not see. Try to get names and phone numbers for witnesses. Write down what happened while it's still fresh in your mind. Don't assume that someone else will capture or preserve the evidence. If there was surveillance video from a nearby gas station, home, or other business, that video needs to be requested right away. Otherwise, it tends to get deleted or recorded over later. In a Mauston personal injury claim, video evidence can be the difference between a strong case and one that the insurance company denies entirely. Third, and probably most importantly, get medical attention right away and then follow your doctor's recommendations. This isn't the time to tough it out. This isn't the time to delay in seeing if you recover. Delaying treatment can be hard on your health, but it can also hurt your case. So get checked out. Tell the medical providers what hurts, where it hurts, and what kinds of things make it worse. Now, don't exaggerate, but also don't minimize or downplay your injuries either. If your neck hurts, make sure you tell them your neck hurts. If it's your back, which part of your back hurts? And what kinds of activities or things make it worse? Is it interfering with your ability to sleep, work, or concentrate? Maybe you have pain in your shoulder, knees, heads, ankles, hips, anything like that. Make sure you let them know, even if some of your pain is much worse in one part of your body than others. You want to make sure you mention everything that was affected by your injuries. If your symptoms get worse over the next days, make sure you let them know that too, and especially any activities that make it worse or activities that you're avoiding because of the pain. Try to follow the treatment plan if you can. Go to your appointments, and if you're going to miss an appointment, make sure you call in advance and let them know. If you're referred to another specialist or to have imaging or other studies done, follow up with them and keep those appointments. Insurance companies love delays. They love gaps in treatment or missed appointments. They look for any excuse to argue that you probably weren't even hurt, or if you were, it was minor and you recovered quickly. Good medical care just protects your health, but it also helps create that important documentation that will be needed to prove the extent of your injuries and the impact that it had on your life. Now here's one more thing. Some injury cases become much more serious than they first appear. A car crash, a fall, trucking accident, or maybe a defective product can change someone's life entirely, and in the worst cases, can result in someone's death. In that case, you'll need to speak with a wrongful death lawyer about what Wisconsin law allows after a death that was caused by someone else's negligence or fault. If you have questions after a serious injury in Mauston or the surrounding areas, please talk to an attorney as soon as possible. The consultations are free. And if you want to understand what happens next, just watch the next video on the screen or one of the pinned videos below, where I explain the entire process of a Wisconsin personal injury claim from start to finish.